YouTube, Tim in Remington with Outdoors for Adventure. We're headed to Harbor Freight. I ended up having a flat tire on my truck the other day, and it was just a screw that I guess I picked up on one of the forest roads. Got mosquitoes in here. But anyway, when I took my tire off to fix it, because to me it's just easier to go ahead and pull the tire to plug it, and that way you can spray your soapy water all around it, make sure you got it all fixed. But when I pulled my tire off, I noticed I had some in and out play on my passenger side axle on the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and put new bearings and seals in my rear end. And I've slowly been getting my tools together to be able to do the job. And I'm gonna do a video of me replacing those and how I'm gonna do it. And I've only done one of these before, and it was a Ford truck, and it was a 1969 that I used to have. And when I replaced the bearings on that axle, I actually used a pipe to beat the bearing back on the axle. And I don't want to do that this time, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Harbor Freight, and I'm going to pick up one of their shop presses so I can press the bearings back on. And I'll just be cutting them off using a chisel and a hammer, pop them, break them so they'll come off the axle. But this trip is all about getting that Harbor Freight press. I think it'll do the job. I've seen other people using them. So I'll hook the trailer up, and we're gonna make a quick run and hopefully beat the rain. And when I get it and set it up, I'll do a little review on that. But for the money, if you use that press just a few times, it's gonna pay for itself. And I know you can take these axles to the shop and have them press bearings on for probably $20 a pop, maybe $40, I don't know. But my truck's getting old enough that it won't be long. I'll probably have to be replacing ball joints and stuff like that. So I figure if I just go ahead and get the press, that way I'll be able to do, all my maintenance on that type of stuff myself. And there's no telling what else, you might need to use it for. But that's pretty much what this morning's going to be about. I've been waiting for a truck to come in to deliver one because they've been out. In fact, our Harbor Freight store has been out a lot of stuff lately. But anyway, we'll talk to you later. Well, I got everything out of the box. These are all the pieces. Doesn't look much like a press, does it? But when we get it together, we should have 20 tons of shop press, and it'll look like this when we get done. So I'm gonna look at the paperwork. It looks pretty simple to me, and we'll get this thing together. But anyway, this is what it looks like out of the box. If you have a decent sized car with the seats let down, you would be able to haul this in a car. I just took my trailer because I figured it'd be easier to work on it and load it. But anyway, let's get this thing together. Okay, so I'm doing this step right here, and you can tell more about it when you look at the part. But it was this main piece here these two little pieces, the foot, and then this cross piece. And as you can see, there's how they bolt up. I haven't tightened everything up, but I just thought I'd kind of give you not a step-by-step, but kind of sections by sections. Now I'm going to do the other side, which is just this piece, and then those two brackets there, and then there's the other foot. Okay, so I've got the 2 feet on, the cross member, and the little supports. Now I'm going to go ahead and snug everything up, but I'm not going to tighten it all the way. And then looks like we'll be doing this step here. We'll be sliding our cross pieces on, putting our pins in. Pretty simple. Okay, something that might help y'all out is if you notice the heads of these bolts, you got 4 that's like this, and then you've got on this side 4 like this, and then 2 like this. These are the longer ones, and they go in your cross piece, and then these go in your upright supports. Same way on both sides, because these 2 are longer. Okay, there's the first cross piece slid down. You just pop these pins in where you want them. I just put them in low for now. And then this piece here just slides over the channel. And you can move that up and down. So now that we've completed this step, looks like it's time to put this cross piece here on. Looks pretty simple, just slides over and bolts on. Okay, so here's where we're at. Got the bottom put together, not tightened all the way though. The pins are in the center support, and then this just slides in there. Eventually that's going to be sprung with the jack, and it'll be up higher. I got the top piece in, the 4 big old bolts. But now I'm going to put the springs in, and what I've got are these 2 bolts here, as you can see, are going to go into the jack support. And I guess there's just a hole up top that they go in, and I'm fixing to find that out. Let's look. Oh yeah, there's 2 bars that those springs will hook on. Okay guys, pretty much got this together. And like I said earlier, the spring here just goes across that bar that's up here and then into these eye bolts. Now they didn't come with washers. I went ahead and put a washer on the bottom side here. All it came with was the nuts. I figured that's a little more support, hold the jack up. And then you put your bottom of your jack up in here and push down a little bit, and then the top of the jack fits up in this groove, this round pipe. And there are 2 holes. There's a hole here, and there's a hole back there on the back side that we have 2 of these that goes in there to hold that on. Then these are your plates with different cutouts depending on what you're pressing on, what you're working on, and of course the jack handle. So let me go ahead and put these in, and we'll go from there. Okay, now I've got the bolts holding the jack on, front and the back corner. It's like my stickers peeling off my jack, and I wasn't thinking too much about it. I noticed that there's a sticker on this side, and I guess most people would have turned their jack around and made this the front side, but I ain't worried about it. I already got the jack on there, so this is going to be my front side. I ain't worried about that sticker. Gonna work the same either way. Now what I'm fixing to do here is, you can see this is barely up in there. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these 9/16 nuts up on these eye bolts and snug that jack up in there. And then I have to snug all my bolts up, and then it's done. Okay, I tighten these up just a little bit above with the threads there. It's in there pretty snug now. I guess if you need to loosen it up, you can loosen it up, but I'm thinking that that's going to be about right. I can push down on this and wiggle the jack, so I'm thinking that's going to work. Went ahead and jacked the jack up a little bit. Not sure how far it'll go. When I do the rear axle press, I'll have this table raised all the way up, and then I'll have the blocks on there, and I'm not sure how far down this jack will go. You know, if I end up having to use some extensions down there or not, I'll find out. But for now, you know, all I have left is just tighten everything up, and then we've got us a press. Time I was done, taxes and everything, that was $200. The 20% coupon that I had didn't work on the press. I tried though. But you know, I pressed my axle bearings on, and I can do front end bearings, I can do ball joints. You know, there's all kinds of uses that you can use one of these for. So as soon as my bearings and all my other parts get here, we will get this job knocked out, and we'll use this to press it on, and I'll show y'all how it works.